Right guys, hello. It has been too long. It feels nice to actually come back and talk to, individuals who are interested in this game. But yeah, I just wanted to make this little video to kind of talk you through where I've been at, what I want to pursue, what I want to end up doing with the channel, and kind of where I want to go from there. A lot has changed in the game of Dofus since the last video, and we're going to delve through some of those interesting things while also getting to grips, what I've been up to on the game, because I have been active. I've just not been as active as I once were. So let's quickly, before we delve into anything, we'll just have a little run through of what we've got on our account, and hopefully that can give you guys some input into what you would hope me to do, if that makes sense. So whether it be something on the Epic server or the regular single account, or even just starting fresh on a brand new server. So if we go into our Pioneer, this is the newest server, I believe, and on here I delved into it quite a lot, especially when it first got released a few months ago. I didn't get too far, as you can see. I've only got 3 characters that are pretty mid-level, but I did manage to... I haven't been on this actually for so long. I did actually manage to do quite well on it. Like, I've got a pretty good set. I think my stuff is maged pretty well, and I did make a team of 4, I believe, for this, which obviously none of it was recorded, but yeah, I believe I did have quite a lot of fun on this when it first came out. But as you can see in the bank, like, we've still got 4.6 mil worth of stuff in here, and then we've got duplicates of other items because we did have, again, 4 characters playing this. But it's so weird coming back and seeing this stuff, even though realistically it wasn't that long ago. It just feels like it was. So yeah. I don't know wow, this guild's still active as well. Oh my god, still quite a lot of people still play this server, it seems. Obviously it makes sense with it being the newest one, and I think us having 3 mil is quite a lot in this climate of a new server. But yeah, that's where we are on this one. Don't really think I'll be playing it much, to be fair. I don't really have this sort of need or want to play this server for some strange reason. Anyway, let's go on to a different server. A server which you guys actually may have seen before. So, is it this one? Yeah, this one. So this is the Epic server. Now, if you've been around for quite some time, you'll know that I had a series on my channel where I made a team of 4 characters, all in the Epic server. And if you guys are not aware, the Epic server is a server where if you die in PVM, you lose your character, which is, it's quite risky, which is why not a lot of people play it. So if I went into like a Pee-wee fight outside the bank and just left, that's it. Oh my god, I've actually got some stuff in here as well. But yeah, this server I played for a long time, and I still have a team of 4, I believe. But I'll be honest, I don't really remember the account logins, so I don't know if this is going to be something I would pursue for the future. Was really fun. Obviously that element of not knowing what could happen around the corner is quite exciting, but for me personally, I just don't want to dive into something that's it is high risk, high reward to some aspects, because I think the drop rates are a lot higher in this server. However, it's just not something that I want to pursue, if that makes sense. Like, look how dead it is. It's it's so dead. But yeah, that's that one. And then it's quite nice going back to that one actually, because I spent a lot of time on that character. And then we've got the single account, which this is quite interesting actually. So this is a single account server where I played a Temporis. I can't remember which one it was. That is also on my channel. I think it was Temporis 3 or 4. I can't remember. And basically from that Temporis XP, this server came out, which I believe was Ilizale at the time. Now, I didn't have a a character on it, Lae'zel, but I knew what I was going to do with the XP, which was transfer all the XP over to a brand new character, and that's what I did. Now the issue with doing that was you have no money. Obviously you're level 200, brilliant, but yeah, you have no money, you have nothing, but you're level 200. So there's kind of positives and negatives about it. You're not questing for XP, you're just questing to get money, essentially. And I just stopped playing because everyone got so ahead of me that I was not able to actually get a good set for level 200. As you can see here, I've got some items which I did use, like an axle, a slice of undergrowth. I even used a salt and battery cape. Like, that just shows you how little money I had. So Dofus actually brought out this set. I think this was for the reason of, what I did, which was to make a fresh level 200. And this is a cardboard set. Now it has 1,000 fights before its durability runs out. Obviously it's only used for PvM, you can't use it in PvP. But it's such an interesting set. As you can see, it gives you some pretty good stat boosts, like 11 and 6. Nice power, nice damages, 6 summons, so it's quite good for something like an Oza. But again, I wasn't invested, so to speak, until the next Temporis comes out, that is. So the final one, I think, is this one. Your character evolves normally with no bonuses or penalties. Death is not permanent. Access to the server is limited to 1 account per player and to a maximum of 2 logins. Okay, interesting. So I think this is a server I've not tried fully. Interestingly enough, I've never really been on this server, so I can't really say too much about it. I don't remember it. Why are we in the creature marketplace? That's rather strange, to be honest. Okay, we've got 119k, and I don't know how, but we've got a red Pewin, and we've got a I don't know how I've got this stuff. Like, I have no other characters on this server. I have no Ogrinds, and I'm unsure how that's happened, but yeah. Anyway, let's go back to the main server. So Talcasha, which is the main server for myself. So going through a few of these characters, we won't go through them all individually, but all these characters are stuff that are characters that I wanted to, either PvP with, mostly PvP, it's mostly Colosseum. So Bagel, I think, was the newest adaptation of trying to do like a Let's Play series. I had a Pandora and I believe a Rogue, and I was going to be filming videos of me going through the world of just starting from scratch, basically. But I found it increasingly difficult because starting from scratch on a account that has access to so much was so hard. So as you can see, I pretty much just spoiled it for myself by getting a fully made set, and yeah, I didn't even do the Coward Dofus quest, but I have a Coward Dofus, so it's quite annoying having wanted to pursue something quite fresh and quite new, but doing it on this account wasn't the best idea because I have my main on this account, so it is what it is. This is the newest character I've made, which it's quite an interesting one actually. So I wanted to do level 130 to 150 PvP in Colosseum, as it is very fun, but it was just getting too slow to find games. You're talking 10 to 20 minutes sometimes just finding one game of Colo. But all these characters are scrolled in 100, so if I ever want to come back to them, I've got the opportunity to do so. But yeah, it was quite annoying. I spent a lot of money on sets and scrolling for me to not even play it. So right, let's get started. So we're going to go on to my main, which you guys might be a bit shocked. I am now a Sacria. Since 2 days ago, I believe I changed to a Sacria, and I'm absolutely loving it. I can't lie. I'm still getting used to the class, but I'll run you through some of the sets that I've currently made, and we'll also do a Colosseum as well. So since Dofus Unity hit, there's been quite a difference in, a splurging difference of the spells, and me getting used to these spells was quite annoying at first, but after playing for a bit of time, I have come to understand how most of the spells work. I'm still getting used to like Zellas and Enotruffs, etc., but it's just part of the game. Unfortunately, it's just getting used to it. So the Sakuria, the reason I went from a Ecaflip to a Hupper Mage. Hupper Mage was really fun, and I went for a Rogue for a tiny bit, but I did not know Rogues were going to get 10% bomb res, and it looks like they are now, so it's a shame I've swapped. And yeah, I wasn't enjoying Hupper Mage. I think amazing damage dealers, like a really good class in PVM, and they can be exceptional in PvP, but I just didn't feel that, that goodness that you want to feel, especially fighting. So I went for a Sakuria, and I've always loved Sakurias since, I started the game in 2000 and God knows, whenever Rushu and Rosal came out, but I've always loved Sakurias. I love the high vitality, the raw damage, the fact they get stronger as the game goes on. It's quite an interesting mechanic, and I think it's a really good, solid class for a new player to delve into, and also an old player to come back to, because it's been around since the game has started, and it's still doing the same as what it used to do. There's no cheesing. It's kind of just is what it is. High vitality, high damage. That's what we want. Whereas a few of these classes have just kind of gone off the fucking radar with Forge Lances push back across the map, and yeah, it's not fun. But we've got two, at the moment I've got two ensembles. I don't think I can, I can't check them out now, but we'll use this one for this match. Let's just double check we've got everything. So who are we against? Ilya. It's going to be quite difficult. Should really have a Lava Smith. I haven't bought a Lava Smith yet. So we've got Fluctuation. Yep, that's all good. Pillory or Thorn Crown. I like Pillory because of the unmovable state, especially against Kraz and Ilios. But yeah, I beg you guys, don't go in at me in the comments, because I'm completely new to this level of Sakuria. I've played Sakuria low level, but nothing like this. Let's higher this up a bit. Right, so that looks like a pushback Kra, which is always fun. Hmm. $60 damage turn 1. Phew. Okay, so first turn we're going to go in with a mutilation. Go for sword. We'll put down a carrot and just heal from it for now. There's not really much we can kind of do here. I didn't want to use Pillory yet because we want to get to Suffering 6 ideally before we use it. And we have got, how many summons have we got on this set? 2 summons, okay. It's the tank set, I think it's got 5 summons. Okay, let's see what happens. So, Brackmarian Power activates. Thankfully, we do actually have a Forge Lance. Agility. Look at that. I'm so glad they're getting nerfed. That is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Now, this Cry is going to do absolute bits on me right now. However, our Cry has got 6,000 HP. What the hell? Yeah, I think I'm going to die this turn, to be honest. Unless the Kra can somehow save me. Oh my god. They're all fucking pushback. Why is everyone pushback? This is why I need Lava Smith. Okay, we can see what this Kra can do. He has got Ivory, but I don't think that matters with pushback. What the hell? That is actually crazy. Yep, I'm definitely gonna die here. He's got 12 AP. He's fully buffed up. So annoying. I don't think I did use Mutilation. This is the issue I'm having at the moment, I think, with most fights. Well, I've got Sparkling Silver, which does activate. But I don't think we can kill. How much is that? 4. Okay. I kind of don't want the... Do you know what? We'll just take that kill, because I didn't want the Ek Flip to come over and heal the Kra, and then I just died. I'd rather do a 1-for-1 trade. So that seems pretty fair. I mean, I'm accepting the fact I'm probably going to die now, but we'll see. To be honest, even though Sparkling Silver did go off, I did not do a lot of damage. I'm 10 suffering, but I'm not going to even be able to play. To be honest, if this Forge Lands can save me for 1 turn. I don't know what Valkyrie's Embrace does. See, this is the thing with these new spells. I have no idea what they do. Oh, -9 damage received. But he's pushed back. We shall see. I can get some big heals off on either of these two. So if I do survive, this should be game. And then I can Pillory and Mutilation to kind of get back the shield and HP. Ah, yeah. The shielding didn't really matter, unfortunately. But it's quite good because he wasted all of his resources on me and they are both grouped together. So the Kra should be able to do some pretty decent damage now. Yeah, I mean, that is... I cannot get over how ridiculous pushback is at the moment. I know it's been around for a long time, but I just hate how it is a mechanic that people can utilise and there's no drawback to it. Like, it kind of spoils the fun for me personally. I have made pushback classes in the past, and there is that sense of, okay, you can avoid resistances, for instance. And I know there's pushback resistance, but who the hell builds pushback resistance? It's always about, you know, doing the elemental resistances in my experience. But until you get to very high tier games, you're not going to see people with very high pushback resistance. And obviously having pushback resistance means you're going to be lacking on another attribute which you may need. So it's just kind of annoying that pushback is a thing. I don't know. I'm just very salty about it, I think, and I know some people love it, but for me personally, I absolutely hate it. I think it's a stupid mechanic. It deals way too much damage, and does it involve skill? Does it? I mean, yeah, the positioning side of things, I completely understand that. Placing a character at a certain position, pushing them in a certain amount of cells to deal the most amount of damage, brilliant. And some may say it takes more skill than just using regular spells, because you've really got to think about the positioning and the recoil and obviously the drawbacks of it and such. So I can see the pros and cons of it. It's just, I just love the elemental side of this game. You know, going a certain element, sticking with it. Power is one of my favourites. I don't know why these two are grouping up, but that is definitely GG. We're going to do one more game, but we are going to use the tank set which I built. Now I'm quite happy with this set, and we'll run through it quite slowly just so I can explain some of the ideology behind it, because I don't want you guys saying that I'm absolutely stupid, but any constructive feedback would be greatly appreciated. So if this Echo's going to full heal, which I don't see any point, it should just suicide. But we are making a dent into this collar. We have got nearly 5k tokens. I think we've got another 2k in the bank. And we did spend quite a lot to get the ball hog, which I sold yesterday. Yeah, that was an interesting one. Okay, let's see what this Forgelance does. He's got access to the portals. I mean, it's pretty much GG, let's be honest. I do love Forge Lancers, but my god, the damage is insane. The sustain, the damage, the heal, the shielding, like, yeah, it's such a brilliant class. It just feels a bit busted. To be honest, after seeing Dofus Unity launch and playing against some of the classes with the new spells and new mechanics, I've come to realise that there are a few classes which are very overpowered at the moment, and I have seen in the changelog they are changing it. So Kra, very overpowered at the moment. I mean, across the map dealing 2k damage with pushback is insane. No line of sight on a few spells which can deal, again, crazy damage. And the erosion is just second to none. Probably the best erosion class in the game. Echo Flip's definitely up there as being one of the strongest classes in this meta. And Forge Lance is probably on par with that as well. I think being able to just hit linear across the map and doing stupid pushback is quite insane, to be honest. And then having the ability to obviously heal, shield, reduce erosion, range, all across the map is insane. A few classes which I think do need some love is definitely Upper Mage. I think it does need a bit of a rework in terms of the elemental aspect. I do think that there should be some sets based purely, like some sets based more on dual elements, because I know there's items like the Wrestler set, for instance, which do give, you know, 50s, 60s in strength, intelligence, agility, but it's just not enough for a viable build, if that makes sense. You know, you're not going to be able to get 800 in 3 stats. You're always going to go for the 1000 in 1 stat. So I'd love to see some love to dual element builds, but obviously with drawbacks as well. And I do think maybe playing on the resistances might be quite handy. I don't know how that works, but you know, let's say you gain I don't know, you have an intelligence build but you lose water resistance. You know, stuff like that can, to me, just make sense. And I know that they do it with the Dark Vlad. As you can see here, you gain a stupid amount of intelligence, but you lose water resistance. Good example. I think more sets like that could be quite nice. But make them stronger, because in my eyes personally, this set is just not that strong. You know, yes, you're really good against anyone who's using fire, but as soon as someone uses chance, you're screwed. And the stats themselves, they're not that good, let's be honest. For an item, for a set with this amount of drawback, I just don't think it's something that is actually that good. Right. So the tank build. This is a build I'm really happy with, to be honest, and it can deal some crazy damage. So, looking at the stats, 12-5. The reason we're 12 and 5 is because we can't go 12 and 6, I think. I thought there was a reason why we can't go 12 and 6, but maybe it's just me. Yeah, I think it's just me. So we could go 12 and 6 with a Vulbus. However, Abyssal is probably better, because we get the MP first turn, and obviously we're going to be staying near the enemies pretty much the entire fight, so we get the AP every time. Yeah, let's quickly run through this. So 12, 5 and 4 with 5 summons. The summons aren't important, it's just nice to obviously have the summons there. 184 lock, which is brilliant because we want to be able to lock the enemies in. Dodge, don't really care about. AP and MP parry quite low, unfortunately. MP reduction is quite high, so we can definitely utilise Desolation. Initiative 5.6 because we want to be going first. HP 7.3k. Definitely could get it higher, but I just had I kind of had like a bit of a tight budget in terms of what I could buy. Damage resistance, so we've got 60 resistance on crit. Damages are pretty shit. Resistances are meh, they're okay, they're not too good. But the main premise of this set is to utilise HP. Go through the items a few bits. So full Wrestler set, which gives us 1.8k vitality and 2.4k initiative. And then we've also got the Chocomancer set, which gives 1.4k and some good resistances. Two quite nice sets linked together with the Airmean set for the vitality, crit and pushback resistance. And then we've got the Barbaric ring, again just for, I can't really think of an AP Exo ring that could fit in that slot personally. This ring is kind of a safe choice. Anyway, so what we want to do, this is quite a nice map actually, is we want to utilise Blood Pact and then go in with Punishment and Transfusion. Let's also get on some of these. So we use Weapon Clumsiness, Grunup's Lesson, Major Arachne and Chayfru Lancer. Got Leak Pie, Moonhammer and that. Okay. So, again, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm not even joking. But we're just going to go with it. Like, do I run Jashin Ritual? Probably not, but I'm going to use it. Oh, we need Fluctuation. That's definitely a need. And do we have Projection? Yes, Projection is good. Projection and Lightspeed and Influx. I kind of know what I'm doing now. Right. Okay. This could work. So let's run in. Blood Pact. Lightspeed. Punishment. Nice. So we've just gone into the Upper Mage and dealt 2000 damage on first turn. Obviously we've made ourselves completely vulnerable, but we're a Sacria, you know. This allows our team to kind of come in, fight while we take the hits. We should survive a few turns, I'm hoping, but Upper Mages are quite annoying because they can just use the Fire and Earth combo. If we do survive one more turn, we're able to use Pillory, and you know, we can obviously heal up with Sparkling Silver if our health does drop below 20%. But as you can see, with Blood Pact, we actually went above 9,000 vitality, which is why Punishment did, was it 1.6k? Yeah, 1.6k. It's amazing. And we've got an Osa, an intelligence Osa. So we've got heals. It should be pretty good. The only downside to this build is no damage. You know, on turns like this, I can do nothing. So it's quite annoying, but what I'm supposed to do is just be annoying, basically. That's exactly what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be annoying. And I've got an eye up at the top. And he can start coming down now, which is great. Everyone's got so much vitality these days. I think our strongest spells are agility. 430. Yeah. Okay, so agility is probably our strongest choice. And we've got the MP reduction, remember, so Desolation is definitely our best friend. Now, I need to figure out kind of what a few of these spells actually do, because I am lost in regards. I know if we use Sacrifice on the sword, I think we gain loads of health back. So we can give that a go. I think that's how it works. We don't need to sacrifice these guys, so I'm going to utilise it now. And then hopefully we can get a nice big transfusion off. So let's projection. Okay, lovely. And then we'll go pillory. And weapon clumsiness. Okay, so he's definitely safe for another few turns. That's quite annoying. He just jumped there. But yeah, they don't want to hit me. They don't want to hurt me. I'm just an annoying Sacrier who they actually know can't deal any damage. So they're going to be trying to avoid me now. He's got a Reddit shield, that's quite cool. So yeah, they're going to be ignoring me. They're going to be going for my teammates now, which is completely the right decision. And I've just used Sacrifice. So for 3 turns, they know they can just wail on our Osa and IOP, but our Osa can just heal. So they really should be targeting the Osa. The IOP, I think, is strength. We haven't seen yet. But the more HP I have, the more damage I'll deal. So we'll just let them know. Obviously, I don't know if they speak English, but having access to punishment is, you know, our biggest damage dealer in this set. So because they're starting to ignore me now, they might not realise that I'm just healing up for a bit. Sheesh. Let's see what this IOP does. I think we need to go for the Hub Mage. Nice, pushback. That's brilliant. However, the Enatruff can probably do something here. Okay, so we need to go help this guy, which we can do. We've got fusion, we've got transfusion. We can see what we can do. Okay, that's good. He's gone underground, using his tunnels. So we should get an MP here from Abyssal. Nice. And give him some health. We can Jash in. Blood Pact. And I guess we'll take away some MP. Yeah, free MP. Now, Hope Mage can just jump away. This is why Pillory would have been amazing here. But I don't actually think he's going anywhere. And if he doesn't, we do have a nice 1k punishment we can do. And is in Jashin Ritual. So I believe if I get hit, Hope Mage also takes damage. Oh, that's good. Yeah, we're doing 1.1Ks, which is nice. 30 HP, really? Oh. Sweet. Okay, so I guess we're going to be focusing on the Forge Lance now. He's going to deal some crazy damage. We can't really do anything now. Let me see if I've got all the spells. Yeah, Pillory is not till next turn, Perfusion not till next, and Sacrifice is 2 turns, so we are pretty screwed in this regard. We do need to heavily focus on this Forge Lance. But we still have Sparkling, which we need to be aware of. And the more we get hit, the more erosion we'll take, which means Retribution will deal more damage. Okay, he's just hiding. That's a good place to be honest. Enitrif can't really hit. But Enitrifs are very strong in this meta. They get final damage, they get power. Does he still have acceleration? I don't know. So if he goes there, ideally we want to get a punishment off on both of these guys. Oh, he's running away. Okay. I mean, I can't really do alt, mate, I'll be honest. We'll take the Forge Lance as MP, so we cannot chase after the IOP, and we'll remove the lock from the Osa. So now he should be able to run. He has Ivory, to be honest. He might be alright. And he's in Perfusion. Okay. I think he's going to get grabbed. Yeah. So Forge Lance is Gravity State and locked, and has free MP. Pretty confident he won't die. Perfect. Yes. Go for the Enotroph. So you see here, this is a prime example of why sometimes dealing no damage is quite useful. Having the MP reduction, having the lock. Obviously we didn't have Pillory, so we couldn't have done Gravity State, unfortunately, but the IOP might die here. I can't really do much, to be honest. Ooh, it's going for me. I got Nightmare Eye, which is nice. It does nothing for me. I think I lose Blood Pact. 1.8k. Yeah, so I lose 1.8k. There we go. So I'm gonna use So if I get a good heal now, my Sparkling Silver will proc, giving me 20% extra final damage. There we go. That's what we wanted. So yeah, the trick of this setup is to just have someone who can heal you, because staying alive is ultimately the best thing for a tank Sakria to do, which sounds so simple, yeah, but okay, that's not bad. You see, my Silver's going to proc, so even if the Enotroph hits me for big damage, I'm going to go back up to, 3000 HP. Need to be mindful though, because I don't currently have a Blood Pact on. So if we don't get hit this turn, we can heal up, sacrifice, hopefully the IOP can kill. Very nice. Sweet, so I'm pretty safe here. I'm pretty confident the IOP can 1v1 the Enotroph, so I don't really feel like I need to sacrifice him. Even if I did, the Osa has got dragons he can heal him with. Depending on how much damage he does on him now, which doesn't look like it's going to be any. Yeah, so there we go. So now we can Blood Pact. And take MP again. Winds did not take a lot of damage there. Let's get a sword out. It's crazy, I'm already full HP though. So punishment is going to do 700 now, which is nice. Oh, we have Jashin. I forgot about that. Okay, he dealt some big damage, but the IF should finish off the Enitruf now, hopefully. Perfect, and now he's able to come down to us, which is great. Okay, so what we're going to do is fluctuate, influx, jashing, sacrifice, punishment. That should be GG, I think. Nice, GG. So let's have a look at the statistics. So we suffered 13,000 damage. We were actually healed quite a lot. And we did deal 10k, which I'm not... That's the second highest amount of damage. But it just felt like we weren't dealing a lot, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm really happy with this set. Let me know if there's anything I can improve on. If there's any tips or tricks, especially with Sacria, because... As I say, I'm relatively new with it, and it would be quite nice to hear from other members of the community in regards to how to play it, because I may be doing it wrong, but I guess that's just the fun of the game. I just don't want to get flamed in the chat. But yeah, it's nice being back, and hopefully I can start doing some regular content. You guys just let me know what you want to see, and... hopefully I can provide. But yeah, that's been Calstrom, and take care.